What up, y'all? I'm Christopher Markland, and welcome to my reaction/analysis of episode 2, Ready to Love, the 3rd season. Yo, I like what they're doing so far, but before we get into it, y'all, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get at it.
So this time, we plucked 20 eligible singles out of their everyday lives in Houston and brought them here, away from all the distractions, to focus on finding something lasting and real.
So this season, all 20 of the contestants, what's the best word? All 20 of the singles on the show are on a resort, hence the word last resort. Me personally, I don't know if I could do this, because to be up under the person that I'm dating, that I'm interested in 24/7, man, that's going to be a bit much, because I need time to breathe, but I also need time to miss that person. And if I'm constantly seeing them and we just met, it's like, it just takes away from the allure, if you will. But let's see if it works.
We're about to find out if this group of dynamic singles from Houston is truly ready to love.
I am so glad that they went to another city outside of Atlanta. I mean, don't get me wrong, I live in the A, love the city, but you need a little bit of variety. And even though dating is what dating is, I don't care if it's online dating or you meet somebody in church, it don't matter. It's all about dating. It's good to see that there's, you know, just to get a different city, a different flair, because every city is different and every vibe is different. Atlanta is different from New Orleans, New Orleans is different from Seattle, Seattle's different from LA. You know what I'm saying? You just have to kind of mix it up. So I'm kind of glad to see that they did that. Something else I noticed too, I mean, to me, it's like the couples seem to be older, even though they may be in their 30s. They just, I don't know, they just seem to be older. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
My name's Calfani. I'm from Houston, Texas, H-Town. I'm in the sport of bodybuilding. One of my biggest red flags is jealousy. There's no reason to be jealous or insecure. You look good, I look good, let's look good together.
We all have our thing, all right? Now, for some, it may be money. For some, it may be, I don't know, stature. But from what I can gather, from what I've seen so far, Calfani's thing is looks. Like he said, you know, why are you jealous? Why are you insecure? We look good together. Yeah, bro, I don't give a damn how good you look. There's jealousy and insecurity because of what you did. There may be jealousy and insecurity because of how you act, how you carry yourself. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into that more than just looking good. Now, his thing, from what I can gather, like I said, and also before we get into it, I don't know these people from Adam, and I'm not that dude that's going to come here, I can't believe they did. I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? What I do is I look at what it is and I talk about how I see it. So I don't know these people, haven't met them, but just going off of what we see. And keep in mind that this is a reality show. So, of course, they're going to chop and screw and edit and make it to present what they want it to, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. They want us to be entertained, and we all know that reality show Ratchet, it does sell. So just want to get that out there.
Getting away from home is great because I can just focus. I get new people in a new environment, but I got no time to be a fixer-upper, okay? I am not the Olivia Pope of fixing me.
Yo, first of all, Joy's hair is phenomenal. As a brother who kind of lost the battle with hair, I ain't lose it. I just got tired of growing it. Anyway, yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, her hair is gorgeous. But let's get real for a minute. What she said about having to fix men, that's real. I hear that from so many women that I talk to, where it's like, let's say Joy, for instance, she's 38. That means if we give a 5-year differential, we're talking about men who are 33 or 42 or 43. Math. Anyway, so with that, we know that, you know, the men that she dates, if they're not quote unquote fixed, that means that the problems that they have, they're bringing into a potential relationship with her or any other woman. I say this to all of my dudes, especially if you're coming out of a bad relationship like a divorce or, you know, something toxic. Before you enter into a new relationship, man, fix yourself, get therapy, talk about it, work through it. Don't just bring your BS and move it forward. You got to break the cycle, because if not, sooner or later, that relationship's going to end, and it's just a perpetual cycle of unhappiness. We got to work on that.
I'm a foodie, so
yeah, oh man,
I love traveling around the world and trying different foods out from different countries.
Me too.
I'm a chef myself, you know.
Oh, a cooking man.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I love
a
cooking.
Chef.
That's the biggest thing that I learned about women is that they actually love food more than we do. So
I'm not sure if y'all peeped that, but did you see how when Edwin came in, he introduced himself and then he sat down? He didn't sit down and just start talking. He instead sat down and was quiet and kind of watched the scene. He listened to what Joy was saying. He listened to what Kelfani was saying, and then he spoke. And when he spoke, he was talking to Joy, but he was also talking at Kelfani. And what happened then was Kelfani, you could see, where he's used to intimidating people because he's a big dude just in stature and size. Obviously, he works out, but he's just that, I wouldn't say imposing, but he can definitely intimidate someone who's lesser. Edwin wasn't hearing none of that, but his confidence superseded Kelfani's in that situation. And then because of that, also what it showed as well, Kelfani didn't know how to pivot with this dude coming in. He could have easily played off of the fact that, oh yeah, you're a chef. Oh, for real, man, what kind of food, and kept the conversation going and then actually been a part of it. But because he fell back because of best way to put it is, I don't know. I don't want to say intimidation. I don't want to say that. But because he fell back and therefore he ceased to be a part of the conversation and the attention ceased to be on him because of Edwin interjecting himself in the way that he did into the conversation.
Denise,
Nice
I'm
to
Edwin.
meet you. Edwin, nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I'm 5'10". That mean my ego 5'10". That mean my mouth is 5'10". My heart is 5'10". You gotta level up. All right.
A couple of things. If you notice, Edwin was already, for lack of a better term, in charge, right? So when Denise walked in, he stood and he greeted her. If you notice that Kelfani, he was sitting down and then he basically had to follow Edwin's lead. So that's just something, I don't know, that's just some guy stuff that I'm looking at there. It's funny to see how, I don't want to use the word alpha males, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. But also, Denise leads with the physical. That once again, we all have our thing, and she just leads with the physical. Her height, so therefore how she looks, how she carries herself, her stature, all of that stuff is what's important, is how it's being conveyed based on what we're seeing on the show.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bite unless you ask me to, right now I'm chilling, I might growl a little bit, but I ain't gonna raise no hell,
It's all about the physical, right? And if that's the case, then you're going to do whatever you have to do to be seen, whether it's you're going to flip your hair or whether you're going to laugh, or you're going to do something in order to be seen. And that's something that, you see Denise in her actions, her mannerisms. It's not just, I don't want to say it's unnatural. I don't know the lady. Maybe that's how she is in her everyday life. But it's just something about wanting to be seen. Now, I get it. This is a competition reality show where you have to be seen if you want to, quote unquote, win. But I don't know. It's just something about that. The other thing is, my man David, he is just a charismatic dude. Remember, we all have our thing, and David's thing is charisma. Y'all see my cat back there? Anyway, David's thing is his charisma. He's got that what are my notes here? He's got that country boy swag. That's what I put down here, right? So in other words, no matter where he is, he's comfortable. He just sits down. It's like, hey, what's happening, y'all? He has that swag about him. It's kind of cool to see.
It's hard to date in Houston though, because either they want to marry you or they want to have sex immediately. I'm like, damn, I might just want to have sex too, but can you approach me in a different manner?
Man, she might be preaching on this one. Check this out. We all want sex. I don't care. You can say you celibate. Yeah, you waiting on sex. We all want sex. Hell, that's why we're dating in the first place. I mean, true enough, you want more than that. Hopefully, it's not just about sex, but at the end of the day, that's what we want, right? It's a perk. It's that cherry on top. Ooh. Anyway, that's what it's about. So if that's what you want, then shut up. I know so many dudes, man. I be talking to them, and I love to observe people. That's what I do. You see, I'm a writer. I like to sit back and just observe how people act in certain situations. And one of the things that I've seen is that more dudes will talk themselves out of pussy than it makes no damn sense. Sometimes I tell it to my dudes all the time: shut the hell up and just listen instead of you talking, because you will talk yourself out of some twat in a minute.
Take a whole grown man to tame me. 6'5", big black chocolate, big old black stallion. And we're gonna look good together.
Yo, Alicia's gonna be a handful, man. Whoever gets with her, dude better eat his Wheaties, cause she's something else. I like her, man. I do.
My name is Chris.
Man, if you don't put on a damn shirt, come on now. Your name is Chris. Oh, it's spelled differently. But regardless, man, put on a damn shirt. Just cause he got abs and I ain't got no damn abs. I got a gut and he be doing crunches and shit. I'm just saying. I need an abs. I want abs, but just cause I like to eat and he like to do sit-ups all day. He be
KG!
Hi, what's up?
Hi.
How are you?
Chris is the homie, and that's my boy. He's a good guy. He loves hard. I'm gonna have my boys back.
There is nothing like having a wingman, or in this case, a wing woman. Man, this world is way too small. You never know who you're going to run into. And I tell people this all the time. I'm a real estate agent on top of being a writer. And no matter what your industry is, it's always small. By that, I mean, you just never know who you run into. And it's all the network of people that you know, that kind of thing. So it's like, your reputation can go a long way, both good and bad. And the same thing goes for when you're dating. So when you have a wing person, it helps because they can kind of facilitate you meeting somebody. But at the same time, that wing person or potential wing person, like what we just saw, could also be that same person like, stay the hell away from that dude right there, because he ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. So it's kind of cool to see that that they know each other and that them seeing each other again is a positive thing.
I notice I'm one of the youngest women, and I can tell that some of the women kind of look at me a little side-eyed. It's fine. Like, if you're doing what you're doing right, I shouldn't even be competition in your eyes. But I know that I can get whoever I want.
One thing about dating, it's all about confidence. And in this case, you notice that she came in, she saw the group, but she was still confident within the group. Now, if you don't have confidence in your dating, it ain't going, it's not going to be a good situation for you. And also, but you got to have confidence in yourself. You just have to. I mean, if you don't know yourself, if you're not confident in yourself, then like I said, it's not going to work out for you. Also, think about it. She arrived late. Now, if you arrive late to a party, whatever, then guess what? All eyes are going to be on you. So if you walk in there and you lacking confidence and everybody's looking at you, man, you will freeze up quick. But you see old girl, she's like, hey, what's happening? Look at me. And
I went to Grambling on a 4-year scholarship.
Okay,
And shot put
HBCU, okay, I
all
see.
day. I'm a Tiger all day.
I never lost to y'all, but that's okay. I went to Alabama A&M. We never lost.
Okay, but I probably beat your girls, though.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
You probably, maybe so.
Two people are going home tonight.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. Can I refill your drink?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, let me
if you
get
have
you
something. You gotta come with your A game, boo.
Here you are, man. Uh-oh.
I got it. Thank you.
former athletes or just competitive people in general can be very, very difficult to not only get along with, but just in dating. One of the reasons why is because they're athletes. That means that they engage in competition. That's what they know. And in relationships, it's not always win or lose. And, you know, sometimes you have to give in order to get. And with her, I don't know. She just doesn't seem to have the best personality. And once again, I don't know this lady, so it's not like I'm not coming at her or whatever, but she doesn't seem to have the most warm personality, I guess is the best way to put it. And as such, you know, I don't know if they just edited her to look that way, but I don't know. I don't know.
Lady, so I can't just approach a man or just pour myself all over him. I let men do what they're supposed to do. I let them pursue.
That's that old school, like, and that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, like, for real.
Because I'm like, it's all about the vibes, because you can like what you see, but not what they say.
Come on through.
This is so true. Men are supposed to hunt. That means that the woman is supposed to be the prey and the men are supposed to go after her. That's the traditional setup in our, society. The problem is that sometimes the bait is trash. Now, I'm not saying that the woman is trash. What I'm saying is if all you have is your physical, how you look, but you're not bringing anything else to the table, then after a while, you done hunted. All right, I ate. Now it's time to go because it's time to eat again, but you're not giving me anything to sustain me, to make me want to stay. I'm not saying that dudes, that justifying cheating and all that. I'm just trying to give you an example of men are supposed to hunt. You keep a man hunting, he's going to keep coming. So.
The last time I went down to a Surfside beach and actually got in the ocean, it was so therapeutic. And I was just letting the ocean just
let you
take me away. And I felt like I was getting connected back with the earth.
What is it, grounding? Now, I just heard that term, and I think it's like when you just lay flat on the earth and you get connected back with the earth.
I believe in that. I'm done.
I like that conversation they just had. They basically had to, shared something that was kind of new, kind of sort of, they both had that same vibe, and it wasn't anything, over the top. They were, you could tell that they were feeling each other just based on that conversation. Once again, it's not based on how you look, because Mr. No Shirts, I'm hating again. Anyway, it wasn't based on the physical thing. And also something else there as well, and this is something a lot of dudes do, especially when they meet a woman for the first time, whatever. If she brings up something, I know about that. But if you notice, when she asked him, hey, isn't that called grounding? He was like, he didn't say it, but you could see like, And so then she was able to kind of talk about what it was. In other words, he wasn't arrogant enough to start talking about something that he didn't know. And once again, that actually boils down to confidence. If you don't know something, you don't know something. We can learn it together. And in that moment, that's what he displayed.
Outside of being a mom and outside of everything, I have to take time for Danny because I'm a giver, and I give and I give and I give. I just want to share me with someone now.
I'll say it again, man. I will say it again. Fix yourself before you get into a new relationship, all right? You cannot share something from a broken vessel because it's going to leak out. If you can pour all the water into a cup, but if there's a hole in the cup and the water leaks out by the time you hand it to somebody else for them to drink, you just handed them an empty glass, an empty vessel. If you're empty on the inside because you haven't fixed yourself, when it comes to this dating thing, I can't stress it enough. You have got to fix yourself. I know for me, just, giving you a little personal stuff, I went through not one, but 2 divorces. I've been through a lot. So therefore, for me to want a new relationship, for me to get into a new relationship, I had to fix myself. And Lord knows therapy is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Therapy is real. Get it, because we have got to break some of the cycles that we have as a community. But at the same time, if you want real love, true happiness, you got to fix yourself. You have got to fix yourself. And a lot of times, some people want love so badly. And I think that that's kind of the case with Danny from what I'm just the things that I'm picking up on. You want love so badly. You want to be loved so badly that you will jump into a new relationship and you're not ready. And I've said it before, you just end up causing more problems, not just for yourself, but for the new person that you bring into your life. So I can't say it enough, y'all. Get therapy, talk to somebody before you jump into a new relationship.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
So, personal chef.
Yes.
Do you see yourself continuing that in terms of the actual practical part? Because I imagine you're actually cooking and being in the actual kitchen the entire time. I know that can be find a similar issue where it's like that repetitiveness of doing the same motions, and it takes a toll over time.
Like, what's going on here?
Man. This dude's coming across like he's got zero personality. I'm sure he's a cool dude, very engaging, but from everything that we're seeing, it's like, bruh. And then there's something else too, man. When you go on a date, it's a date, not a damn interview. You don't have to, ask questions, and then from there you extrapolate the answer, but it's not a damn interview. It's not, an interrogation. It's a date. Even in the environment that he's in right now, where, they're in the house and there are other people around, it's still a date. He has one person in front of him. Get to know that person in a way that's not an interrogation.
I'm gonna have to get some water because I've been drinking this Prosecco. Yeah. Is that okay? Get some H2O in our bodies.
Right.
Shit. think I'm gonna go get some water too. Yeah, that was classy how she did that. I think I'm parched some H2O.
You want to go on the swing? Let's go on the swing.
Let's sit on the swing.
How funny. He's so handsome. I can leave those here.
You sure can.
And just,
Relax.
And he's just downright fine. He's fine. Damn, it's so bad. He's fine. That's it.
We lead with our best asset. With women, sometimes it's the breast, it's the butt, and in this case, it's her legs. You know what I'm saying? Every time we see her, she's got her legs propped up on somebody, okay? For dudes, we lead with money, power, or in his case, it's the arms. You know, so he's got them sleeves pulled damn near look like a tank top. But whatever our best asset is, that's what we lead with. My only thing is, the physical is cool, but you can't have a conversation with the physical. It's got to be deeper than that.
My name is Raymond Williams. I'm 52 years old, and I'm a musician.
This dude, Raymond, what is it that he does again?
I'm a musician. Guitar platform. Being a musician, you know.
This dude's the oldest of the group with 5 kids. So, I don't know. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record. We lead with what we think is our best asset. Raymond's case is, I think he said he's a musician. I'm not sure if he had mentioned it, but he said he's a musician and the people that he's toured with. So that's why, that's the only thing he seems to be talking about. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I get it. It's editing, but we lead with what we think is our best asset.
It's been a bit of a struggle in a sense though. And I feel I have that right and to be loved just as much as anybody else. And I want to give that out, you know.
I get bored easily. I do.
Nah, shawty. Dude's just boring. I'm sorry. Now, let me say this though. He is an artist, and artists by definition are weird. I'm an artist, I'm a writer. But you can be weird and not be boring. You can be deep and not be boring. It's all about your personality. It's all about developing your personality. I'm sure he's a pretty cool dude. I'm sure he's deeper than a kiddie pool. I get it, but first impressions, dude's boring.
We went on a date once before, right?
Yes.
Which is interesting. I was nowhere near ready. I just kind of like recently divorced at
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
And I was like, he not ready. And I had been out of my relationship for maybe like a month, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I am not a believer in backtracking. To me, there's a reason why things don't work out. If we went on one date and it didn't work out, regardless of how it ended, I don't need no closure and all that stuff. We went on a date. If it was that serious, we at least would have communicated beyond that. Now, I get it. They had extenuating circumstances. I think he was going through a divorce and she was just coming out of a bad relationship. I get it. However, I just don't believe in backtracking. We had our moment. That moment may have just been one date. Let's keep it pushing.
Do you like to travel?
Yeah, we travel.
Yeah, a passport?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's good.
Actually planning to do like the DR in June.
For hookers?
For who?
Hookers.
I
Prostitutas.
don't know what that is.
Oh, I used to live in DR.
Oh, they thought you won?
Shut up.
I asked questions. You tried to give them to me. I didn't want them.
That was kind of awkward. I think that she just has a strange sense of humor. However, first impressions, man. And her thing is that she's well traveled. Her first question that she asks is, "Do you have a passport?" Like, God damn, and that's why I think a lot of dudes, think that she's coming off as a little bit aggressive, a little bit pushy. She is an attorney, so maybe that's just a part of her personality. But yeah, she's I don't know. I'm gonna watch her.
The time has now come for our first difficult decision. One of these guys is checking out and going home tonight.
You spend all week ironing your clothes and, you go and buy some new just because you're like, yo, I'm going on a resort. I'm going to be there for X amount of days just to be sent home on the first day. Damn, that's harsh.
At this point, a lot of this is based on first impression, which is important in the game of love, right?
Right.
So I asked each of these ladies, which of these men made a good one and who missed the mark?
You know the old saying, you do not get a second chance to make a first impression. Once again, You know, I'm sure he's a cool dude. However, a look, just a mannerism, just, you know, an off the cuff comment can be the things that are detrimental to you, in this case, moving on with the show, but just finding love in the first place.
Gentlemen that the ladies feel that's not ready to love is Sam.
So obviously with Sam being eliminated, I'm honestly, I don't think anyone was shocked. Between Sam and Raymond, I think at least Raymond had a personality, because I think he may be a musician or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not surprised. I mean, Sam's personality doesn't fit well for this show. This show, it's all about first impressions. It's all about energy. It's all about, you know, finding that spark. And he provided none of that. So quite honestly, I'm not surprised he's gone.
So the woman the men feel that just isn't ready to love is Danny. I'm so sorry, Danny.
No, that's fine. Oh, that's fine.
So Danny's eliminated. Once again, I'm not really surprised that she was one of the first to be eliminated. Her personality, I think that there's a lot of stuff there with her that she's got going on, and I think it came out when they had the one-on-one conversation. So I'm not really surprised that she did in fact get eliminated.
So you all remember, the power to eliminate shifts back and forth between the men and the women each week. You need to bring your A game. You're here in this romantic, secluded place as a last resort to finding love. So love is calling. The question is, are you ready to answer?
So we have our first two eliminations, Danny and Sam. And now we're down to 18, 9 guys, 9 women. So over the next couple weeks, you know, 1 week is going to be the guys have the opportunity to eliminate a certain woman or women, and vice versa. So I love the format. I love how they do this. Nephew Tommy, great host. It's just really good to see handsome, attractive black men and women who are, you know, you can see that they're well into their career. It's just really, really good to watch. I love what OWN is doing. So please let me know what you think in the comment section, whether you think that both Sam and Danny should have stayed, who you think should have been eliminated in their place. Let me know. And as always, y'all, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a review for next week, so stay tuned. All right, y'all. See y'all next week. Y'all have a good one. Stay determined.